Hey everyone! Hope you're having an amazing day. It's Code Karen. Welcome to Reddit Stories, where we have 2 incredible stories with comments. If you're new to this channel, a sub would be great. Tap that notification bell. Let's jump right in. Am I the idiot for refusing to support my son's pregnant girlfriend until she takes a paternity test? My son and his girlfriend, both 24, have been together for 6 months, and she is 4 months pregnant with his, baby. They have been friends since high school, and my husband and I have known her for quite a few years. She is a lovely girl, but honestly, she is not someone I hoped would be the mother to my first grandchild. First of all, she is a recovering drug addict and former alcoholic, and while she says she has been clean for 3 years, a relapse is always possible. She only finished high school with her GED and works as a waitress full-time. Her parents died years ago, and she has been basically on her own with little to no family support. Our family is financially well off. My son is joining his father's business, and he will have a very nice income with the option to eventually take over the family business if he so chooses. Since my son first told us his girlfriend was pregnant, my first reaction was that he might not be the real father. I've lived long enough to know that she may have chosen my son because he would be the best candidate in terms of financially supporting her and the baby. Plus, my son thinks he is super mature, but he is very gullible when it comes to girls. This week, he came to us and asked us to help out with some of her pregnancy expenses. I told him we would seriously consider it, but only if his girlfriend gets a paternity test first. He completely blew up and accused us of never liking her. Untrue. And not wanting to be grandparents so early in their relationship. Also untrue. He says he loves her and trusts her, and that he can't wait to have this baby. We share in his joy, but I think he's being too idealistic. We made it quite clear. If you want our financial support, we demand a paternity test first. If the baby is truly his, then we would be thrilled to welcome his girlfriend and mother-to-be into our family. My husband and I don't want any funny business and don't want to be taken advantage of. Am I the idiot to demand a paternity test before any payout? Let's head to the comments. Ty for President says, "You're the idiot. Let's be honest. You clearly dislike and disapprove of her. You just told a bunch of strangers that she is a former addict, and you believe it's only a matter of time before she relapses. Oh, and that you think she's lying to you and your son about the paternity in order to cash in. Sure, you can say that it's your money and your rules if you want. But I have a feeling that if you approved of her, you would have opened your wallet without a paternity test. If that's the case, then you're being the idiot because you are a hypocrite. Would you want a paternity test if the situation was different? Say, if the girlfriend hadn't been a drug addict? You don't have a right to demand a paternity test from her. Your son says that's his child, and that should be good enough for you." Bread and Honey says, "Not the idiot. I couldn't agree more with OP on this. The amount of blind faith and support for his girlfriend is next level bizarre. In a perfect scenario, he's the father. She continues to remain clean, and they live happily ever after. But I don't think it's completely outrageous for OP to demand a paternity test before financially and emotionally committing to this girl and their future grandchild. Also, why does a 24-year-old who is going to be working for his daddy's company need his mommy's money to pay for his child?" Planet Whaley says, "Not the idiot. From what your gut is telling you, you have a very good reason to believe the baby may not be your son's. It doesn't matter whether you like this chick or not. You'll be the ones who will be financially supporting her during the pregnancy, since the son doesn't appear to be earning much. Responsible parents don't subsidize bad decisions that their adult children make. Having said that, I also think you're the idiot. You clearly don't approve of his girlfriend. It sounds like you can easily afford to help with her pregnancy expenses, but you demand proof. Do you trust your son? Do you trust his judgment? Does he trust his girlfriend? If the answers are yes, you shouldn't even be mentioning a paternity test. That is extremely uncalled for. This is not a great way to start off a new family relationship with her, accusing her of essentially lying to everyone from the jump. Our next story is, am I the idiot for getting 3 coworkers fired for compiling a hot chick list because my name was not on the list? A bunch of coworkers from my department went for drinks Friday after work. Everyone was having a fun time, and there were about 10 of us there. I went to the ladies' room, and as I am rounding the corner, I hear Brad, one of my coworkers, say my name. Something about, don't put her on the list. So now I'm really curious what list they are talking about. I hid so they couldn't see me. Brad had his phone out, and he and 2 other guys were making a hot chick list, which involved ranking every woman in the department from first to last in terms of hotness. They read off the names, and I was not even on the list. It shocked me that they were doing this ranking because it goes against every company policy for zero tolerance discrimination. I was really surprised and disappointed because I thought guys stopped doing this stuff in high school. We have a company hotline for ratting out anyone that violates any code or policy in our company, so I made an anonymous phone tip. I walk into work on Monday, and all 3 guys were suspended that weekend, pending an investigation. And now, I feel just awful. I didn't approve of the way they were ranking women in terms of an attractiveness point scale, but I didn't think they should be fired. With that said, we work for a large company that I know takes complaints like this super seriously. We had an incident similar to this last year, and we were all put on notice to knock it off. Nobody knows that I am the person who reported them, and I've overheard people say that they are determined to find out who ratted these guys out. I'm wondering if I should have just confronted them at the bar and told them how it made me feel. But at the time, I didn't feel comfortable doing that. Now, I feel bad because I had a really good relationship with 2 of the guys. Am I the idiot for going a step too far and reporting these guys for what I guess some would consider a really juvenile act? Let's head to the comments. Skloka Boy says, you're the idiot. Jeez, girl. Everybody does things like this. You never talk to a coworker about another coworker that you found attractive? The problem here is that you found out about the hot or not list because you eavesdropped. You got 3 people suspended and possibly fired for no good reason. Was anyone harmed by their list? No, it was harmless. Are you so fragile that you get so easily offended? Is that reason enough to potentially ruin someone's life? I'm so sorry that you were not on the list. Not. Get over yourself. This isn't about standing up for women. You were mad because you weren't hot enough to make it on the list. Let's call this out for what it is. You could have confronted those guys yourself. You just didn't have the guts. Hope something like this happens to you one day. It's called karma. Yes, sir says, you're the idiot. 100%. Let me break this down for you idiots out there. You're at a bar, after hours, drinking, not in the workplace. These guys are no longer on the clock and under the strict watch of corporate with the need to abide by company policy. They are 3 dudes, off the clock, shooting the breeze, having some beers, having fun. I am a female, and I would not be offended by these comments whatsoever. But I can appreciate the fact that you were, and I support that. But to take this juvenile act to corporate when it happened after hours at a bar, which caused them to get suspended or maybe fired? You're the idiot. You could have told them you were offended by their comments and to please hold off. If they continued, it's on you as an adult to walk away, not tell on them. The immaturity level with all of this is all around mind-blowing. but you could have handled this so much better. Choosy Today says, not the idiot. There is no place that this behavior is appropriate. OP shouldn't feel guilty at all. Don't dismiss it as boys being boys. It's just flat out unacceptable. Plain and simple. And we need to put a stop to this. It's 2021 for goodness sake. Work gatherings, formal or informal, doesn't matter. You should not rank your coworkers, male or female, in terms of hotness. However, I will not go as far to say that this list should get these 3 guys fired. I think everyone needs a timeout and get back to work. Hey Code Karen community, what would you do in this situation? I'd love to hear your comments. See you in the next story.